Episode 6 of the Linguica Boys podcast, and we're back with another special guest, Goose. He's back for the second time on the show, the first recurring guest. It's our boy Quasi, revitalized Quasi. He's now 4-4.
Yes, sir. Quasmanian Devils to the moon.
It was a rough start for you, Quaz. The commish came on the show. He said you were going to go 0-14, but you've turned it around, and you're one game back of the division lead. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. And I'm playing the crooked commissioner this week, so I couldn't feel better. End of season.
Just sticking it to him. Our last guest, Crooked Andy, just getting roasted right now. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
His appearance on the pod has not aged well, but he's got a chance to shut up the haters. He had a good week this week. Just couldn't crawl out a victory against Bibby.
Came up a little short.
Zeke failed him in the clutch.
He's got DK out this week, too.
He's on a bye, right?
Yeah. I got TJ Hawk out, though, so.
Kind of evens out.
Give and take.
But Quaz,
you should be in the driver's seat, Quaz, as a little birdie told us in the group chat that Andy has checked out this year for the remainder of the season. Crooked Andy has checked out. So maybe he doesn't even set up his lineup. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he was just spewing some more propaganda in the group chat today. Because he said he was going to beat me 2-0 on the season, so he might be having a little side war going. Not for the rest of the season, but just for this week.
Oh, this little added incentive. You think he wants this one a little bit more?
Seems like he does. 2-6. You can't really want much more.
I love it.
it's definitely a big game, though, Quaz. You know, you're sitting at 4-4, one game behind yours truly, the division leader, and tied with Nunes. But if the results go your way, you could be tied for the lead by the end of this week.
Yeah. Are you one up? Yeah, you're one up on me and Nunes, right?
Yeah. So if Nunes beats me and then you win, we're all three of us are tied at 5-4.
Nunes. Oh shit.
Who has the tiebreaker? You, Mata?
Nunes has it over me, and then I don't think I played you yet, Mata. Did I?
No, I did. I beat you the first week. I think with the 3 though, it's like points scored.
Yeah, so I'll definitely be in the.
But after these divisional games transpire, then that will kind of get thrown out the window.
Yeah.
The point, it probably won't be a tie. I mean, who knows? It could be, but once you guys start playing each other, both games.
Now, Quaz, a lot of people have criticized you. You know, you voted for yourself, if I remember correctly, as GM of the year in the poll so far. But a lot of people criticize you because of your waiver strategy. You had first waiver pretty much every single week up until this week. So how do you respond to the critics?
Some people think it's cheating the system, but the way I look at it is I'm just playing the system how it's worked. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Even have number one waiver, like most of my best pickups haven't even been because Elijah Mitchell has been a baller for me. I got that one good week out of Dearness Johnson, but besides that, it hasn't really favored well for me. Besides that, most of my better pickups have been like on a Friday or like, for example, yesterday I picked up
via trade.
Via trade, yeah.
Do you think the trades have helped you more than the waiver additions? Is that why you voted for yourself?
Yeah, I think I had to make moves. A lot of the haters will say I made my team worse, but I got a top 5 running back in Najee. I got Deontay, who's got a great target share. I mean, I obviously gave away Eckler, but I flipped Julio Jones, who's worthless, for Kyle Pitts. Fucking. Then I traded Clyde. I got Calvin Ridley back, who just has mental problems, but I traded away Clyde before he ended his season. No, isn't he back this week, actually?
I think he's coming back this week, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I shipped Clyde before that happened.
Right before, really. It was first game for me, got injured, but.
Going back to what you said, Quaz, about like the waiver thing, I was just thinking about it because Andy brought up, it was a good point when we were chilling this weekend. Like, had you not gotten the waiver wire picks, like the first top picks, those players would have gone to somebody else and potentially like helped them win a week, or maybe went to somebody you played against and like could have helped them beat you. You know, that's what Andy brought up.
That's true, but most of them haven't really performed for me. I mean, who? Was it
Devontae Booker was solid.
putting up 12 points really going to win somebody a week? I don't know.
I understand that, but I mean, a
Best
player putting up double-digit points is pretty valuable. Like regardless.
The best week he's had. I mean, he went off yesterday after I dropped him, but Saquon's back. But the best week he had besides that was when nobody had him. He got 20 points when Saquon
Yeah.
got that game. I'm trying to think, who else did I get?
You got did you get Chuba?
Like,
And then you traded him
yeah, he's
with Tamata.
10 points out of him.
Right. Yeah.
7 for Sugar or something like that.
But it adds up though, Quas. Sometimes that's all you need. I mean, you have Najee, who's a great player. You have Deontay. You have TJ Hawkinson now. Sometimes all you need is 10 points from an RB2, and that's what you get off the waivers for first waiver priority.
Right. Yeah, it's a difference between like a league winner, a week winner, and just like a filler, just like fill a spot that you really need for a week, especially with bye weeks coming up now and stuff too. So yeah, I do think it makes a difference. I get what you're saying, where it's not the biggest difference in the world, but I do think it plays a role in it.
I get the backlash too, because if I was in the other position where I was like Sugar bad, down bad, needed a running back, and I just had the running back fucking waiver every week, I'd be pretty salty too. But I took that play week 1 I could have maybe won if Robert Woods put up 30. Who knows? Like I could have sacrificed an L week 1 against you and maybe fucked myself over, but it's like a known thing. And like I read it on like fantasy Reddit, that like it's a known thing that in this type of waiver wire setup that people tank just to get the top waiver and it pays off dividends.
Were you we had the polls last week. Were you in favor of Fab? Did you vote for it?
I voted for Fab.
Yeah, you want Fab next year?
Yeah, I'm in my Ribs League. I
That's another dollar to the pot.
I had Fab this year and I think it was a good system. Even though I'm obviously abusing the other way, I
Right.
for the betterment of the league, Fab's better.
So, and would you vote against what you did in the beginning of the year, the tanking strategy? You weren't the only one, to be fair, that did it. Pretty sure Chachi did it, right?
You did.
The like sitting your player. Do you like? Would you be in favor of like putting a rule in place? So, no.
No, I think you should allow the GMs to start and say whoever you want. Honestly,
I agree. I understand that, but like leaving an empty spot, saying like filling out the roster,
You have to have a legal lineup, like every
a legal
position has to
lineup.
be
Yeah,
filled.
right. To prevent the taking.
Kicker like 3 out of the 9 weeks. What are you saying?
What'd you say?
He hasn't played a kicker like half the weeks.
Yeah. I like that you call him out, Quasi, because he does do that shit.
Undefeated without a kicker.
Still, I mean,
So is Chachi.
I don't know. It's not China. We can't tell people who to start and sit. I don't know.
I kind of agree. No, I don't really agree with it, but I see where you come from.
I think you could tell people like fucking like how many people they can pick up or whatever, or how many slots you can have. Like we could change that, but to tell somebody to not start a fucking defense and a kicker, like that's what I did. Well, and Robert Woods, but
Especially too, like I feel like defense is the one position where you can kind of like if you're like up by like a couple points on Monday night and your defense is playing, like there's a chance that your defense could get negative points. So benching him's not a bad idea.
yeah, I think I won a game in the other league about because Jenks kept one of his defenses in while another one was playing, so it kind of subtracted the points. I ended up winning by like 10 or something.
That's very true.
But yeah, I get where you're coming from. It's kind of cheap, but it's a strategy.
Yeah, well, Fab will probably get rid of that, regardless.
Yeah. And it'll just be more funny seeing people drop like $80 on some guy that sucks. Like, I mean, it was hilarious at the beginning of the year. I picked up Elijah Mitchell for $71. I got clowned by the whole league. That was probably one of the.
You look like a genius now.
Yeah, probably like a better spending because C Boys was like clowning me so bad for it, and then like to like tip his cap to me, he dropped 71 on Damian Williams like week 6 or some shit. Just to like,
Now he's hurting.
it was such a bad pickup.
Yeah.
He dropped $50 in Kadarius Tony.
He
Wow.
followed in your footsteps.
Yeah, I mean, I think he still could be good because Shepard and Slayton can't really stay healthy, but depends what point in the depth chart he is and how used he is.
Chachi followed in your footsteps. Was that after you picked up Tony in our league?
Yeah. It was like
Goose suspected a little collusion.
it was pretty funny. He was like, dude, like right after Tony balled, I think it might have been against him. I want to say I had picked up Tony against.
Oh, you when you play Tony?
Dude, I was gonna pick up Tony. I was like, man,
Yeah, I hit you. I hit you up too.
you did say that, but I don't know. I didn't really believe Judge. I was like, where are you going?
And I think I had a running back that I had to keep, so I couldn't drop because I think like Dalvin Cook was out, and I had to keep Madison, something like that. So I couldn't pick up Tony. It was something unfortunate.
To be fair, Tony did look fucking nasty against the Cowboys. He was shitting all over the secondary.
Run after the
He went-
moves he would make were unreal.
He
Crazy.
kind of went off against the Saints too, right? That
Yeah.
was like his first game.
It was one.
That was like his first good game. Because I think combined those 2 games, the Saints and the Cowboys, he had like over 200 yards receiving, like 200
Yeah.
something yards receiving.
That was
and
his
then-
first game, the Saint, or his first real game that he got targeted a lot. It was the Saint,
Yeah.
and then he balled against the Cowboys, and then he started the ball against the Rams. The first drive, he got fucking
Yeah, he got like yeah,
catches, 40 yards, and then he got hurt. So
yeah.
that's probably my best pickup.
I wanted to ask you about one of your pickup squads. You dropped Devontae Booker for Adrian Peterson. You think AP is the real deal? 36-year-old.
I mean, he played for the Lions last year, and he was pretty. What's the word? Fucking usable or whatever. I don't even know. Usable at RB2 position. He played pretty good on a Lions team that was pretty bad last year. So I think he's gonna be not a bell cow, but he's gonna be like the 2 down back, and then McNichols will come in for pass plays. We'll probably
Fair
get
enough.
15 touches a game, maybe sneak in a touchdown. Be able to start him like every. Well, who knows? But I probably won't start him because of Mitchell. But
Worth a flyer, though. Worth a flyer.
maybe.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
I was
enough.
gonna say with Elijah Mitchell and Najee Harris, it's kind of like a afterthought, unless you're playing with the flex, which I don't. I feel like you probably play Tony instead of him.
Yeah.
I was surprised though, kind
If
of, that
he's
you dropped
healthy.
Booker. I mean, it was the only option to drop because he hadn't played yet. But I like Devontae Booker and Saquon. He's kind of injury prone, so
Yeah,
you know, if anything ever happens to Saquon again,
he was balling yesterday. I was kind of kicking myself, but then I was like, oh shit, Saquon's back, so it's really not that big a deal.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see somebody else picking him up and maybe being formidable in the playoffs or something.
For sure.
How do you see yourself stacking up against the rest of the league? Quasi, do you think you're making the playoffs?
I think I am. I think I'm going to squeak in number 2 spot in our division, either me or Nunes. Actually, I don't know. Maybe me or Sugar Bear. Depends on Sugar Bear like manages.
Hands out, yeah.
He's been looking like Crazy J, but CMC might save him.
If he can stay
Yeah,
healthy.
his team, yeah, that's what his team rides on because he hasn't made a move and he's very stubborn to make a move.
I mean, he's not being stubborn. He's just clueless in the trade. Literally,
Shig's the kid that hits you up.
trade.
Yeah.
He'll tell me guys he wants to trade, and then I'll offer guys for them. He's like, actually, look, I love that guy. Look.
That is spot on. He'll be like, send me something. And you send him something, and then he's just like, nah. It's like,
He never sends out a trade himself. He always has to have you send the trade.
yeah.
Bro, Deontay Johnson, come on. Like, I love Coop. Like, you're underestimating Coop. But, like, no,
Me
man.
too. He was a second round pick.
What's his line?
Joe Schmo.
Yeah, no, not that. Usually, like when he talks about when he's addressing his own player, he's like saying something about how he's different, or you're just like, you're not hip, bro. You're just not hip. Something about his player.
Oh, is it? LMAO.
About his own player, and it's just like, all right, if you value him that way, then he's gonna stay on your team. You're not gonna make a trade.
Chachi would know exactly what it is. He fucking says it too. He like says it verbatim back to him, or like before he says it, because he just knows.
Quaz, you make a good point though, having against second place, because the West looks wild right now. 3, 5-3 teams. Bibby's at 4-4, and he's been rolling.
Wild
Yeah.
West.
I think my only chance is the second place. I don't think I get wild card.
Yeah, wild card. I feel like it's gonna be really tough.
Yeah.
It's looking brutal.
Check
I mean,
my-
Dawn just took a huge hit with King Henry, out for
Oh yeah.
foreseeable future, potentially the rest of the year and the playoffs. So
I honestly don't know what has taken a sharper downfall. Suffering from success, actual team, or his meme game.
I know he fell off.
That's a really good point, Quaz. That's a really good point.
I kind of took Lil Bro's spot
Took over the reins.
for Lil Bro.
Yeah, I mean Henry's out. Gibson sucks now. Mike Williams looks mid again. Travis Kelce looks hurt. I don't know what's going on with Kelce, but I mean his team's not looking as solid as it was a couple weeks ago.
Well, actually,
Right.
I like my schedule for the rest of the year. I'm looking.
Quasi's thinking about playoffs right now.
Yeah, because I got Andy this week. If I get that dub, then I have Sugar Bear next week. Nunes the following week, and then I probably take an L against Baby week 12,
And then who do you close out against?
and then Reed's team, and then
Hey, I tell you what. Reed's been doing an excellent job this year. I've been very, 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 very happy with him.
And I played slow in the last week of the season, so you know how he plays.
That's a toss up, yeah. You know how he plays.
Slowan's looking rough, honestly.
Yeah, he put 72 last week. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's I mean, like I don't really care too much. He's in my division too, so I don't want him to win, but it's kind of sad to see. I kind of feel bad. His team is like really good. His team is
like astounding. You look at his team and he looks like he should be like a contender. He just, I don't know, maybe they just don't play good at the same time. I don't know.
right. And then he got down on Lockett and had to sit him this week, and of course he goes for like 26. It wouldn't help him beat you, but
Yeah.
it's just his team just did not play. James Robinson got hurt like very early in the game.
No, I honestly think it just falls back on him just not being willing to trade with people, because he had those guys balling at the beginning of the season, like Tyler Lockett, James Robinson. Could have shipped him for people like, I mean, definitely shouldn't have shipped DeAndre Swift, but
Yeah, and I talk about it ad nauseum. Like Sloan would like always send you a trade, like in the beginning of the years, or like going back to last year, he would always just like send you trade offers or hit you up for certain players. And he did that a little bit in like the beginning of the season, but I don't know. I tried to I sent him a couple good offers, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's like a really good offer," but he just like he'd never get back to you, or just like couldn't make up his mind. So
he'll just blatantly say no to me.
kind of
Just be nothing. Bro,
I would rather prefer that. I should just tell me no instead of play with me,
that is true.
lead me on.
He pissed me off last week. I sent him a trade on like a Thursday, and he was like, "Oh, that's a good trade. I'll get back to you." Hits me up Sunday morning. He's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do the trade." I was like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." It's already Sunday morning.
Right before the kickoff.
Quaz, what do you think about Sloan though? Like he was never a big he was never not too talkative in the group chat. I get that, no problem. But I feel like this year he's been a little inactive.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't too much workload. Maybe the other leagues are distracting him too much. I don't know. Maybe school's getting to. I don't know. I don't think he's been to just the Disney trip, maybe.
Disney trip was rough.
The Disney trip.
Just hung over from the Disney.
Sent him back a couple years. He went around the world. He still hasn't got back yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's on another continent.
You saw his team do bad one week and just was like, fuck it. I'm gonna focus on my other league or something like that. I don't know.
I know, because if his team was doing well, our division would be a clusterfuck. I mean, it already is, but
Yeah.
man, Sloan was like 4-4 or 5-3. It would just be like
glad I'm in my division.
Crooked the demise of Crooked Andy.
Thanks. In the new rival, the former champ. We haven't even touched upon that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about how that all played out?
You know, it was a classic procedure run by the Crooked Andy commissioner.
Crooked Andy coalition.
Can't expect the best out of him. It wasn't his best work, obviously, but it definitely wasn't handled that well.
No, definitely not.
Did you get in touch with Quentin when it happened, Quasi?
Yeah, like once he was like out of the group chat, I talked
out of the league. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Mono? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just think all three of them were kind of at fault. You know, Crooked Andy kind of organized the whole thing poorly. Then Quentin and Nunes just did not communicate well with each other. Nunes is trying to make trades. Quentin thinks he still has the team. It was just a clusterfuck.
That was a debacle.
Quentin did make a good point for me on the phone though, because he said he was trying to sell the team, you know, because obviously being in Linguica is big real estate, you know. Nunes been trying to get in ever since he got out. So kind of like the NFL, you know, you buy a team and just raise in value, you know, prices go up. I feel like $150 buy-in teams to sell the team's got to be worth a little more.
Right.
I think he did get screwed on that.
No,
You got a little bit of echo, Mata.
Yeah, I know my mic disconnected by accident. Sorry. It's good now, right?
Yeah.
I love
the
by the way.
loud, but
That's
what were you saying, Quas?
Return of the King, top tier name in Linguica.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Good rebrand.
Good rebrand. Not so good GM wise making moves.
No.
You know, I like the initial move, the Debo, D-Hop, full switch for Jamar CD. Although Jamar's unreal, but I like that move. And then, you know,
I didn't think it was necessarily like bad. It just didn't really make sense for Nunes, like at the time, because he was trading for a running back who was going to come back later.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying, but I mean the second one was really just a head scratcher. But,
yeah. In my opinion, Debo has been better than Jamar, and then D-Hop and CD are like right next to each other. So it really definitely wasn't needed at all. But it was
right.
A good like trade first in the league, but then the next one was obviously a fumble.
Yeah, he got fleeced in the second move. I mean, Dawson Knox is hurt, hasn't played a game for him. Michael Thomas hasn't played a game for him, and who knows if he's going to play a game for him. So he basically traded D-Hop for Jacoby Myers, Chase Edmonds, and Cole Beasley.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the move. I mean, it was the Crooked Andy though, so how much is it really going to play into the final scheme of things? But
yes, yeah, and it was Crooked Andy, like you said, so it was a little fishy.
Yeah, who knows what was going on behind the scenes?
Maybe Nunes maybe it's a little favor from Nunes for getting him back in the league.
Yeah, a little abuse of power as well. I think 8 minutes went by before the time the trade had already gone through. I don't think a single person voted on it. Andy just pushed it through, and Andy was livid when we started bringing up the fact that was an absolute robbery.
Yeah, and we were trying to get a vote for it, and he was like, "Dude, what?" He literally pushed that shit immediately too.
And if you go to the league manager poll, it's still 5-4 in favor of Vito. So someone has still yet to vote, and that trade just went through.
It also doesn't make sense how there were 9 total votes, considering Nunes and Andy couldn't vote.
Coming up by. Oh, fucking unmute my mic. Saying good night to my dad. I
Keep
mute
it
my
in,
mic
keep it
real
in.
quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Uh,
Pretty old.
Yeah, it also doesn't make sense considering Nunes and Andy aren't supposed to like vote on the trade. So I don't know how there were 9 votes unless like you and Reed voted on it, Mata, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
Does Reed have access to the app?
No, he does
Quasi
not. He does
coming in
not.
with the hard-hitting
Oh no,
questions.
I did give him
on
my
Mata.
login. I did give him my login and password when I went to Miami to
the
set my
Quasi
lineup.
leaks. The Quasi leaks.
Fucking Julian Medeiros. Fucking.
Oh
Give
shit.
him the login. He's gonna fucking. I don't know. Sabotage you or something.
He would never do such a thing.
He's on payroll. He wouldn't do that to Mata.
I did tell him though when I gave him the email and password, if he touched the fantasy basketball team, the Lisbon Lakers, I would fire him. But
A breach of contract.
I didn't realize you because he's in that league too, right?
yeah, he's in that league, so I don't know. I mean, maybe he may have dropped somebody, made a quick trade or something. I would have no idea. I was at the club.
It's $1.
You had Reed sign some NDAs for
course.
Linguica.
Of course.
Fuck with.
It's $1 to the fund, by the way. Right up another league.
It's a basketball league.
It's another league.
All right, I'll add it. Fuck. I'll throw on the dollar.
Sugar Bears coaches, on the other hand, though, they're not on payroll.
Labor.
You know what they're doing with Sugar Bears login.
What'd you say, Mata? They're not helping him win either.
Slave labor right there.
Oh, slave labor.
He's got more than one, so that's pretty fucked.
He's got a whole staff over there.
You should give one of them to Nunes. Help Nunes
Oh no.
He can supply the whole league at this
He's
point.
a
honestly.
director of operations.
He's got a quarterbacks
Hey.
coach, wide receivers coach, running backs.
Sugar's got scouts in the off season.
He was more than less prepared for the draft. There's no way he is.
Yeah, Sugar. Hey, like you said, you don't pay him, so they're doing the bare minimum. They're doing the bare minimum.
He hit up his scouts. He was like, "What'd you pull off the off season?" Amari Cooper, 2nd round.
Amari Cooper, yeah. Take Amari Cooper early. I bet.
Over DK? Yeah.
Bro, he's different. Like, you know how he is.
That shit's too funny.
All right, getting back to it. Speaking of Nunes, a lot of commotion with how we haven't come up with a last place punishment. Do you think Nunes should do the punishment if he is to come in last place? And do you have any thoughts or recommendations on what it should be?
I mean, we didn't necessarily agree upon a last place punishment we had in prior years, so I don't think we should. But if we all come together and say, yeah, last place should, I think we should do something along the lines of what did we come up with?
We had that. I said the stand up, thing, open mic. Chilling with Crazy J has been a popular one.
Yeah. Sugar Bear is probably gonna come in last, so that wouldn't really work.
Taking a SAT hungover.
I like that.
Was another big one.
I like that one.
Not hungover though. Not hungover.
Mata doesn't like it hungover.
Nah.
We gotta chill with the person the night before and rip tequila shots.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
So wait. Let me get this straight. You don't think we should do a punishment at all because we hadn't come up with it before?
I don't think we should just force it upon like Nunes or anybody else in the league because we didn't ever talk about it until like week 4 or some shit. But if we can come to an agreement in the league, like with a vote or just everyone, then I have no opposition to it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's impossible to do that now. Now that the season started and like the teams at the top may be thinking like, oh, I'm not gonna get last place. Let's just do something more fucked up. And teams at the bottom might be thinking like, all right, like,
Yeah, let's not do something fucked
yeah,
up. I mean, hey, this just goes back to the lack of preparation and communication going into the draft and a meeting and stuff along those lines. Like just not talking about anything, just push everything off and kind of just getting lazy with it. And I don't know, it's just kind of a product of that. But I don't know. I think someone's got to do the last place punishment regardless. So we gotta hold people accountable, especially with something like that. There would be no incentive to just blow out the fucking rest of your schedule. You know what I mean? Just give up, tank the whole rest of the season.
Yeah.
Which
And
I
that-
would not fuck with because the trade deadline's not until the middle of November. There's still another month left. So I don't know. I just feel like you encourage teams to just kind of just not care. You already said with Sloan too. Like Sloan
Yeah. Maybe
is not really active. It doesn't pay attention to too much. But if there was no
maybe
last place punishment, he would not feel pressured to do anything. So
we need more rules in place or more organization from the league. Maybe a commissioner change before next season. Maybe have Quentin come in, be an outside man. Not give him too much power though, because you know Q is.
Speaker of the House.
would be a lot of worry about the Giesta coalition there.
That is true. I'm thinking not give him a say, just like give him like make him organize the league and get like things established. 'Cause
Get him in the House of Representatives.
how much work did Andy put in before the draft? Like we just made a survey and we just went. I don't know.
To be fair though, to Crooked Andy, it was a bitch to get everybody together, especially draft night. It was very tough. You had the whole Chachi work situation. You had everybody wanted to go to Cisco. Suggs was going on vacation, so that kind of restricted everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he has a tough job, you know. I think he's shit at his job, but I think his job's tough. So you know, I do got to cut him some slack.
Yeah, Andy had to deal with Sugar Bear in his ear about the paper, so that's tough in the first place.
Very tough.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a little bit less sensitive towards the Nunes situation because he came in the league and kind of sabotaged himself. He shouldn't even be worrying about last place.
Yeah, I get the thing with Nunes that he wants his own plays and stuff, but I mean, the moves you make as from the time that you own the team, I mean, that's all on you, you know.
Right. And
The Friendskins were trending up too when he got it.
They were, yeah.
exactly.
That's the Saquon injury. Like he had Jamar just starting his run. I mean, he's been balling.
He's already, yeah. He was, I think he was top. He was like a top 8 wide receiver when Nunes got him.
Yeah, so he had
CD, yeah.
freaking yeah. He had a good squad going.
Right. But yeah, Suge's another one who's been reputing the last place punishment. Tries to put his own 2 cents in. Tries to push his agenda on what we should do, and I'm not riding with that either.
Yeah, it's pretty irrational. Usually the direct paying more money on top of the 150 we already pay. It's kind of just
Right.
Yeah,
That's that's the thing with I never understand like money, like trying to spend more money. I don't know. Like do a punishment, and not a non-monetary punishment that is funny, and it's like I don't know, like
Uh,
it's not too harsh.
The punishment's got to be something that like you got to be like, fuck, I have to do this. Not like, fuck, I'm gonna lose another $200, you know.
I like the SAT thing, but we would have to pay for that too. So it's like fuck.
Yeah, I think the person can pay. What is it, like $30?
I'll look it up.
I think it'd be good too. Like every year, we compare like the scores from the last place.
Yeah, honestly, because I mean, the first year I had a good record, but last year I was pretty mid.
The scores of what the SAT
Yeah,
test?
SAT scores. The SAT scores.
Yeah.
You're saying the record of the years before. I was looking at the SAT. I was $68, but that
would be a riot.
Hey, that's how we should determine the draft order. This is a great idea I just came up with. We determine the draft order. Everybody has to guess the SAT score of the last place finisher. Whoever gets closest gets first, and whoever's the furthest away gets the last pick.
Sugar's gonna get the last pick.
That would be brutal. That would be brutal. I could only imagine like what I mean. You gotta bank on the person trying, first of all. And then,
Yeah, personally gotta try.
Then-
That's true.
Sugar's gonna get
yeah,
the last
and
pick.
then you gotta gauge like what is their IQ? What was their IQ at one point in high school, and what is their IQ now?
Stop going to the. Stop pulling out the transcript pass SAT score.
Yeah.
That could be a good tradition though of the last place punishment of just SAT every year. Just to geek about who it's only like $50-$60, so
$60. It's like it's like from 7 to 1 in the afternoon. Like that's a shitty way to spend your Saturday, you know.
although
That's a good one.
I feel like there might be some type of registration like thing with you have to be in high school or something. I don't know. Maybe you don't have to. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Cause I'd imagine like if you were like 1 year removed from high school or 2 years, you didn't take SATs, and you're trying to go to college or something. I don't know. Maybe you'd. But you might be right. I don't know if you could, but oh, we'll think of something.
You guys want to review the games?
Yeah, bring that up.
The
for sure.
upcoming games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe cover decimals or something after.
Yeah. We'll
yeah,
talk about the
decimals.
decimals. We'll talk about the decimal squads. What do you think about them?
I mean, we got Quentin out of the league, so I think we have a more favorable ratio for decimals. So I think
Ratio.
yeah, fucking it's just a better scoring system. You get a credit for every yard instead of a threshold of 10 yards, which they compared it to a first down, but it doesn't really make much sense because you could get a first down for 3 yards. Guy goes for 93 yards. Those last 3 yards were 4th and 3. The guy runs for 3 yards. It's the most important 3 yards of the game. Doesn't get credit for it in fantasy. How much sense does that make?
There's many. There's many instances and like examples of that you can like argue though. With certain things like that, like Mod always brings up a 4th down stop on defense. Your team doesn't get points for that. Like a turnover on downs. Like your team doesn't get. What's that?
It's a sack you do, but
Right. I mean, that's a little bit different. But my thing, I don't want to get into a huge argument about this, but my thing with like decimals and just regular scoring, and I don't really prefer either one. I don't really care for decimals, but like I think it's just subjective. Like scoring in fantasy is just subjective. Like you can have a scoring system with bonuses and stuff. Like I don't know. It's basically what I don't know. I don't think it's a matter of what's right and what's wrong. It's just like what is your league? What has your league done? What?
It's definitely subjective.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I don't know. It's unique to like your league. Like not every league has the same thing, and I kind of like that. You know what I mean? I kind of like differentiating between the leagues, and I don't think there's a right or wrong because there's faults in every scoring system. You can nitpick certain things in every scoring system. What's that?
Raves up 3.
What inning?
Top 4, I think. Or yeah, bottom 4.
Let's go.
What's it called?
But
I probably didn't make the best argument for it. The main argument should be that like if you tie somebody, it shouldn't come down to how good your bench did.
I agree with I agree with that because like there has been like a couple ties. Oh, there was one tie, right? Baby and Quentin.
Yeah. Or like my other league has already had 2 or 3 ties. It's pretty fucked.
Yeah, so I mean, I do yeah, $1. That's another $1. But no, I do agree with that point. We should also talk about the rest of the polls. There was some things we voted on that we didn't touch on.
Let me pull it up here. On the decimals real quick though, I wish there was a way like if there's no tie, it's just a straight number. But if there was a tie, I kind of like broke it down by the decimals to find like a winner. Cause like I don't want to look at my score like I have 35 points or whatever. I don't want to have like 135.37 and the other guy has 131.81.
That's just
Like
gotta be the most female argument I've heard about.
It
ruins the aesthetic of the league.
It's so
ruins the aesthetic.
It's aesthetically not pleasing whatsoever.
Wait, that's the most petty shit I've ever heard.
And the Patriots have 27.17 points here, John. Chargers with 14.83.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not actual football.
Right, it's exactly. So it's fantasy. Like I don't know, fucking playing a fantasy game. And this team, like I said, with the leagues are like bonus points and scoring that way. So it's like
I just like the fact the guy gets 99 yards or 89 yards. Like, shouldn't just give him credit for 80. Like, I don't know.
I see, and like I said, I see every side of the argument.
You bring up the
I don't know.
poll.
So we voted who are the top 5 teams in Linguica. This was last week, by the way, in case anybody's not hip. Bibby came first place. Goose in second. Dalton third. Chotch fourth. Myself fifth. Crooked Andy sixth. Quas 7. Sloan, Shugs, and Nunes.
Look at Andy 6.
Slow. What was the end? Slow and Shugs and then Nunes.
Yeah, Nunes was in last place.
I wasn't hip to the bottom of it.
Then who will finish in last place? Nunes got 7 votes. Shugs got 2, and Andy got 1.
7 votes.
Should Linguica Bowl implement
Again,
Fab next season?
I'm not gonna lie.
What's that, Quasi?
Those polls are disrespecting Nunes. That's
He is
fun.
4-4.
Yeah, like he's above me. And like Sugarman, Andy, and Sloan.
Yeah, no votes for
He's
Sloan. Surprising.
4-4, but he's 1 and it before this week. It was like I mean the trajectory of the team.
True.
You gotta take that into account.
Yeah, what did he put up last week?
Because he was 0-1. What's that?
How much did he
Against Dalton?
Yeah.
He scored over 100 points. I think had he not made the trade, he would have won. I'm pretty sure.
He beat
Last week.
He put up 132 and beat Chachi last week.
Right.
Then he only put up
week
100 the week before.
How many points? 103. Oh, so he's 1 and 2 since he took over the team. Actually.
Yeah, and then he put up 129 against
Dalton. Right. So I mean, he was 0-2 before when we had voted on the midseason poll. So you gotta take that into account. Just like Andy being ahead of you, Quasi. I mean, if we did it now, you would be ahead of Andy.
Yeah, true.
Obviously.
Next, we have should Linguica Bowl implement Fab? 4 strongly agree, 4 slightly agree, 1 neutral, and 1 strongly disagree.
I want to know who voted neutral. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, I thought it was 4 agree and then 2 don't agree. Or it was 1 neutral and 1 strongly disagree.
Yeah, 4 each for strongly and slightly agree, and then 1 for neutral, 1 for strongly disagree.
Wow.
Just drop Sam Donald
Then Linguica Bowl should implement decimals.
Quasi.
mid pod. Let you know. Drop Sam.
3 for strongly agree, 2 for slightly agree, 2 neutral, and 3 for strongly disagree.
So we're really split on that one.
Split, but you got to give the edge to decimals there with the 2 neutrals.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure I voted neutral.
Do you approve of Andrew Ferreira as commissioner? 3 strongly approve, 1 slightly approve, 3 neutral, 1 slightly disapprove, and 2 strongly disapprove.
Oh, it's too good. Oh,
Then who has been coach GM of the year so far? 1 vote for Bibby, 1 for Quasi, it was himself, 2 for Chachi, 1 for Dalton, 4 for Goose, and 1 for Shugs.
I think I voted for myself too. So me and Quasi.
Yeah, you always
What?
vote for yourself on that one, Goose. You fucking bitch.
What moves have you made that people are like thinking you're the best GM?
I don't think necessarily the trades you make should make you the best GM.
Acquisitions too. Like that's what I was really thinking about.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I was 5-1 when we voted on this. No, I wasn't 5. I was 5-2. I don't know.
Like you make the starts and sits.
Yeah, I guess that too. I got Marquise Brown. I got Leonard Fournette for a fucking Latavius Murray in the beginning of the year.
It was a good trade.
Who was that with?
That was with Andy. So because Andy had Andy has Zeke, and Bibby had Kamara. So I kind of figured Andy wanted to use Latavius Murray to try and get his uh, handcuff from Bibby, Tony Pollard. Bibby had Pollard, so
Oh, I got you.
I figured I could get I wanted to get a running back on his bench. I figured Fournette was probably the only one he'd give me, and it just ended up working. But I mean, if I were to go back looking on it, yeah, it probably would be like a GM. I mean, maybe like you or Chachi or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe Mystic Mono over here too.
Mine has been
In terms of like making moves and like changing the whole landscape of your team, like.
Yeah, I think
But I will still say you did turn your team around, Quasi. But I will say you wouldn't have had to turn around had you not made a bunch of some moves in the beginning. So
yeah, I think the Eckler one was really the only bad one, and the adding in Debo, but that was before the season, so.
Right, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm just like you wouldn't have to catch up. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be so much in catch up, but you did make up for. You did kind of get fucked too with Calvin Ridley, though. You did kind of just get fucked with that.
Linguica luck is ridiculous.
Hey, you did trade away Clyde, who got hurt, so it's kind of like a.
Jerry Judy went down. Fucking.
Right.
Are you gonna drop Calvin Ridley?
No.
No, you're gonna keep him.
I come back.
Do you think there's a chance he comes back?
Yeah. I mean, I can fucking hope.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a couple weeks, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson had a similar thing where he left the Eagles, and he was like dealing with like depression, anxiety, and shit like that. Came back in like 2-3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, 2-4 weeks. So.
Or like Jerry Judy was out for half the year. Fucking.
Yeah.
JK and ETN, can't forget about them.
So we'll see, but yeah, teams that turned it around. I will say.
I don't think there's much backlash if I don't trade Eckler at all.
That's
Right,
true.
and DJ Moore.
Yeah.
But Deontay's had like the same thing. DJ Moore had those like 2-3 huge weeks, and then he kind of just like.
Yeah, ever since then he's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Bad, like 10 points.
Just to act like Najee too. That's a scary backfield.
Yeah, if I had them, yeah, that would have been tough.
And then you could play Elijah at the flex.
I probably wouldn't have had to tank if I had them.
Yeah.
I probably still would have. I probably still would have because Najee only put up 5 week 1, and everyone was like, "Oh, you traded Kelsey for him?" No, you just The crickets were real. Fucking, they were going off.
Everybody's hopping on the wagon now. Quasi's rolling.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the week ahead.
Let me see if this works. Wrong one.
I also think Jalen Hurts is like the only guy. Or actually, no, Jerry Judy too.
Like you guys see the screen?
Yeah, the only guy. What? Quasi.
That are left from my team from the beginning of the year.
Oh. Original guys.
Ramsey and Matt Gay too. Don't forget them.
So first game we got Dylan Mello, the 69ers versus Kyle Sullivan. Cooper's Cups. Great name by the way, Shigs.
Cooper's Cups. Finally got a somewhat digestible name. He spelled the Cooper's wrong, but
big rivalry in Linguica, Shigs and Chach.
Oh, this is a big one.
Some would say the biggest.
It's the battle of the coaches.
Verdant Sea Boys got to pick a side in this one.
Dude, he's projected 138. That's crazy.
I think because McCaffrey, which doesn't really make sense to me because Matt Rule said that C-Mac might come back week 9 or maybe week 10. So I don't know why if ESPN knows something that we don't, but it is a lot. That is a lot of points.
He's got Cooper and Schultz too. Like, no way both of them do good, especially with Gallup coming back.
Yeah. Really? You think that strongly about that?
Yeah, I mean, you can only feed CD, Cooper, fucking Schultz, Gallup. You can't get them all. I think Cooper is probably going to still be eaten, but Schultz isn't going to be as good as he was, I don't think. They're starting to use Jarwin more, too.
Right.
And the
I think
Cowboys
maybe
can
the
run the ball
quarterback.
too.
Yeah, that takes away. Well, I mean, when they get into shootouts, I mean, the Denver game's not like really setting up for a shootout, but when they do get into them, I think everybody
Yeah, everybody.
kind of
can.
grab up. Yeah. Um.
We each making a pick for each game, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll make a pick. We'll make a pick.
Go first, Quas.
ah,
I guess go first.
little matchups. Aaron Jones.
Big implications for your division and mine as well.
Oh yeah, Sugar Bear. Hmm.
I never knew there was a advantage thing right there, a comparison thing. I must be only on the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
It's a
Josh.
little bit.
I'm gonna go with Josh. Josh winning this game.
Oh,
I like Lamar against Minnesota, and then Aaron Jones is gonna feast against the Chiefs. And then
yeah.
Jamar and CD playing. I mean, Denver's corners are nice, but Jamar's gonna
Games at home in the dome though.
secondary. Jamar's gonna eat up that secondary, and then Thursday night, Michael Pittman probably grubs up the Jets. It'll probably be high scoring though, like this projection saying.
Yeah, hell yeah. Saquon's questionable now officially. He got taken off IR.
Yeah,
Or was he ever on IR? I don't think
he
he
was,
was.
I think. Or actually, he might have just been out. No,
I
I think
don't
he was
think-
just out. Yeah, he was just out.
I don't think they put him on IR. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I dropped Booker because Saquon was back. But
I'll give my prediction pretty quick. I think Chachi's gonna win if C-Mac doesn't play. I think it's pretty. I don't know who else. Who would he play? Melvin Ingram, Melvin Gordon, at running back instead of C-Mac. So yeah, I'll give Chachi the dub,
I think
even though I
with-
need Shugs to win.
I think even with CMC playing, like our scheme against the Panthers defense might be good. That they might be able to not run the ball, but they're going to be passing a lot. Maybe he just gets a bunch of dump offs on it. You know, it is CMC.
I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Shugs on this one.
Really?
Yeah, I like his team this week. I really do. I mean, Cooper Cup against Tennessee, he's gonna grow up. Justin Jefferson, I like him a lot. If McCaffrey's back, I think definitely Shugs. But let me scroll down to the bench real quick.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. We got to factor
there's no
in
bench,
Sugar Bear
yeah.
just not paying attention to his
Go
team.
bench.
Someone else.
Here we go.
I mean, if C-Mac don't play, then he has to play Chuba. He doesn't
Yeah,
have
it's
to
it's
play
not
Melvin
the worst
Gordon.
thing in the world. Pat's D, I really like against Carolina. I don't know who
That's like-
Carolina's gonna put at quarterback.
Chuba freaking, he fumbled that first drive and then.
Oh wait,
freaking-
yeah. Sam
Even-
Donald has a concussion. Is he in concussion protocol?
Question.
He is, yeah.
I think he's gonna get the start.
But yeah, I'll go with Shugs in that one. Next one,
In my young hose.
me and my young hoes against suffering from success. Big game, Goose. I think,
Huge. Huge.
Have two people in.
I wanted to give this one the game of the week, but Dolan doesn't have Derrick Henry, so I'm kind of like less enthused.
I feel that.
Sorry, Dolan.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Quasi. You got
Yeah,
all. Bibby doesn't have 2 spots filled in, so I didn't realize that.
yeah, that's what I was trying to think. Who's gonna be starting there?
What? Can you go to his bench, Mata?
Yeah.
Please.
Oh,
Who's on a bye for him? Oh, Godwin's on the bye. So he's gonna have to play one of his wideouts.
Andrew.
Oh, you could play Damian Harris too.
Yeah, Damian Harris wouldn't be bad. He's been balling.
Oh, this should be interesting. Who Baby play? I mean, regardless, I don't really think it fucking matters who Baby plays. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you're gonna fucking just
Yeah.
be in fucking hell the whole time you're playing Baby.
Although,
But Godwin being out is a pretty big factor.
and I think Alvin Kamara is probably gonna be trending down. That there's no more Jabu.
Yeah,
Taysom
agree with
Hill's
that.
gonna be taking a lot of the carries. Or it's Trevor Simeon. I don't know.
this is one of those weeks where I could see Dolan's team just fucking blowing up, where Mike Williams just goes nuts.
Yeah, I'm giving this one to Dalton because the Cardinals kind of struggle against the Niners, or maybe not struggle. They're gonna beat them, but it's usually a close game. And Kyler's got that shoulder. No, was it his
Ankle injury, foot
Yeah.
injury.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
might not play. He might not play.
Is that a real like that's like a real thing?
Yeah, they were saying 1 to 2 weeks at first, but he's kind of Murray.
Like day to day or some shit? Yeah.
He's like a low ankle sprain or something or high, yeah, low. But yeah, I'm giving it a Dalton. I think Brandon Cooks scrubs up Miami. Dak will probably have a field day against Denver. Travis Kelsey's on a bounce back week after putting up 3 points.
Yeah.
He had a tough week.
Yeah, it can only get better for Dalton.
I'm gonna go with Bibby. Honestly, I just think his running backs are OD. Keenan Allen, wide receiver. I think DJ Moore needs to have a bounce back game. I think if Kyle is healthy, it's definitely a Bibby game. But I just without Derrick Henry, bro, Dalton's lineup's really looking a little iffy. I don't really love his receivers. Brandon Cooks is good, but Thielen and Mike Williams. Thielen had a good game last game, but he's
Yeah, in the game prior to that, he went
hot and
off
cold.
against
He's
the
hot and
Panthers.
cold. And then Mike Williams looks mid again.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like one of those bounce back games. Now I'm looking at it, it's kind of tough. If Kyler Murray doesn't play, DJ Moore's playing against the Patriots. Bill's gonna put a game plan to shut him down because outside of DJ Moore, especially if they don't have C-Mac, there really isn't anybody on that offense that's really like too much of a threat. So
Yeah, I don't know if he has another running back on his bench, but Dalton's got to go for somebody else besides Jeremy McNichols. That's just
he has Antonio Gibson,
yeah,
but
yeah. I'm just
like
thinking like a low end RB2 that he could trade a bench guy for, but
I think ultimately I think Bibby's gonna win. Yeah.
yeah, I
If
think
Kyler
Dalton
Murray
loses
plays.
this week. He's hitting the panic button. There's like 3 losses in a row. If he loses,
Yeah, I mean the Derrick Henry injury is brutal.
detrimental.
Yeah, yeah.
Next game we got. We'll go to your game, Goose. Certified Linguica Boy versus Team Slow Balls.
Projected 80. Oh, I was like, I mean, it doesn't touch the team.
Yeah, Goose got a couple buys to take care of.
hmm
Are we thinking of starting instead of Mike and Lenny?
I don't know. Look at it right now. Honestly, I'll do it. I'll do it for you live.
Ooh, he's got Tyler Lockett and Terry on the bye.
Yeah, and somebody else. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the tight end, Ricky Seals Jones.
My man's gonna
He's got McLaurin, Lockett, and his tight end. Yeah, and I thought there was somebody else too.
No, Mooney.
And Swift on a bye. James Robinson might not play. This is looking rough.
Drop somebody.
Oh man.
Oh, so that one is. I mean, I'm just already giving this to Goose.
Yeah, I might give it to Goose too.
He is fucked.
This is potentially what my lineup could look like. Hit refresh. Maybe it will pop up.
Chase Claypool against the shitty Chicago secondary. Although Deontay literally gets every target. So. Yeah, I like your team this week. Marquise Brown's just too nice.
Could start 2 tight ends. Never before seen. Nah, I could or Jalen Waddle. Any one of those combinations.
I would say to start JD McKissick, but he's
on the bye. I was gonna say that I probably would have started him, but he's on a bye. So
I like Jalen Waddle this week. I mean, Gesicki could either one of them could grab. So
yeah, and if Waller has to play, so that's another
Waller's
big
been kind of a
deciding factor.
disappointment, right?
Yeah, past couple of weeks he's kind of been like average, like top 7 tight end. Hasn't really got like the targets he had in the first couple of weeks, so a little disappointing. They also like changed up their like scheme, so
Yeah. I'll give it to you.
kind of not really advantageous for him. Oh, it's Swift it's Swift, McLaurin, and he has Tyler Lockett. I forgot about that.
Grabs for Sloan. Oh man's gonna be hitting that SAT.
Yes, Sloan's looking rough. I'm gonna go with Goose. I'm surprised Jonathan Taylor, number 2 fantasy running back. Good
on the year, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's like second in rushing yards too. What did you say, Quas?
I almost got him instead of Darrell Henderson. Fucking remember that trade I did with Kelsey a couple weeks back? that I was talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I didn't know that. That would have been crazy.
I got Daryl Henderson. He's put up 20 plus past 2 weeks.
That was that. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor basically fell in my lap. Like that was. Can't
I'm
complain about
so
something
happy
like
I did
that.
that trade. Got fucking Terry, TJ Hawk, and Daryl Henderson.
Yeah.
Terry's been better than Diggs except for that first week. I
First
traded.
game, yeah.
And
What's
then
the
TJ
next
Hawk
game?
averaged like 15, and then Henderson's been grubbing.
One more, Goose. You gonna trust Bengals D again?
No, yeah. I need to switch up my lineup.
Who's on your bench? Oh, I gotta hit show bench again.
I have the Eagles, so I might pick up a defense.
It's the
Maybe
Chargers.
not.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who's good in the top waiver? I picked
Who
up
are the Bengals playing?
The Browns.
Oh fuck! I could fucking start them.
It's a risky pick.
They put up 10 points last week. I understand it's the Steelers. They're a lot better defense, but I don't
Next
know.
game we got Portugal's team versus the Return of the King. The two champs playing each other for the first time ever in Linguica Bowl history. Two former champs.
Wow, this is.
What are your lineup? You motherfucker, bro! You don't set your lineup.
Yeah, you
I kind of want to give this one. I kind of want to. Oh, Deontay Johnson.
Let me see if I can zoom out of here.
That's really Nunes' RB2.
Why don't you set your lineup? You're just weird.
Because I don't know who Reed's gonna pick.
Just
Yeah.
some
Oh,
just put
Nunes.
people in, and then you could change it.
I guess Dawson Knox is day to day right now with his hand injury.
Oh, really?
That's not. I mean, regardless, it's not good. He needs his fucking hand to catch the ball, so I don't even think he'll come back. And he's got Tyler Conklin.
He's almost not a bad fill-in though. He's like ranked 10.
I want to give this. I want to give this one a stamp, but Nunes' lineup is just fucking. It's just not giving me a reassurance.
Ooh, he's got Brady on the bye. No QB on the bench.
No way. Oh, but Mata's got Brady on the bye.
Yeah.
Do it, Brady on the bye.
Oh man, and the
Oh, Nunes
quarterbacks on the waiver wire are looking
A
thin.
lot Nunes, and I need him.
Got a
what?
couple
you need
guys
to.
in mind. We're bringing in a couple guys for a workout this week, so we'll see. See who gets the nod.
It's Trevor Simeon, Matt Ryan, Bridgewater, Tua.
Yeah, I need
That's
Nunes.
tough. I mean, regardless, like the rest of your line, you still got to think about the rest of your lineup. Nunes has Ryan Tannehill on his bench.
I hope he's not actually starting Dearness Johnson.
I mean, I think he has to.
Well, yeah, who else does he have? Unless he picks somebody else on waivers
Oh fuck.
Oh, what about Alex Collins? He can't play Alex Collins.
on the bye.
Oh shit.
He's got all three Seattle running backs.
Jeez, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah, Quasi. You can go first.
Oh yeah, I think I'm going. Kansas City. I was gonna say I want to say Nunes, but yeah, I'm going Nunes. Josh Allen's gonna eat. Chase Edmonds is gonna eat. Same with Tyreek.
You think it's another one of those weeks where his flex wide receivers and his quarterback takes him to victory?
Oh yeah. I think Mata's gonna make the wrong decision at quarterback. He's gonna go for 9 points.
Fuck. This is literally such a toss up without Tom Brady. Regardless, I'll give the edge to my my co-partner, my compadre, Mata. We'll get the dub.
Yeah, I got to throw Kyle Pitts in the lineup too. And I don't know. I really have another tight end, but running back, RB2. I don't know. Flex. I don't know. Even wide receiver too. I don't know.
Michael Carter.
I don't know. What are you trading for Robert Woods? What do you mean? I don't know.
I just don't know.
Definitely starting Robert Woods.
Which was bullshit too. I want to say, fucking, your team gets like 4 touchdowns. Robert Woods had 3 receptions for 20 yards and fucking 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and Joe Mixon had like 30 yards rushing, fucking 50 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Fucking gross.
I was geeking, Goose, when the Seattle defense got the onside kick touchdown.
That was another. That was just the fucking cherry on the top of ice cream, bro.
Oh man, I was dying.
This one right here, baby. It doesn't look like it, but this is getting the fucking stamp. Gaspar's Linguica game of the week right here.
The Trumpineers and the Quasmanian Devils.
The beef is real. The fucking beef guy. This one for all the marbles too.
Connor Spit game of the week.
The kind of Quasi, I don't know if you want to. Usually the person playing doesn't give their pick, but
I mean,
you want to give an outlook?
Devils are taking this one to the
Yes. Let's go.
Oh shit. We're extending the crooked losing streak to 3 games, I think it is now. Yeah. It's happening.
Potentially making Andy have to pick his own fate on that last place punishment. That's gonna be a real ball buster. I can't see. Can you scroll? COVID. Can you scroll up a little? Actually,
Yeah, see the projections.
I can't. Like it's covered on my screen. Herbert, Zeke, Cordell, AJ Brown, D-Hop.
Although
Who's Andy have on a bye?
DK.
Ooh.
I think Miles Gaskin grubs though.
Yeah, against Houston, bro. Shit. Why do you have to? Oh, you have Hawk on a bye,
Yeah.
and Elijah Mitchell might not play as a rib injury or some shit, right?
Yeah, he had it last week too though.
What's the flex situation? Why do you have it empty?
I'm picking up a waiver guy.
Oh, Calvin Ridley. Oof.
Tony, if he's available, you're not gonna play him.
Oh yeah.
I might play him.
James Conner too. Decent shout.
Probably not.
Shit. I want to give Quasi the edge, but Hawk on.
Honest decision here. I'm the one with the bias.
Huh?
Hey, go with the honest decision. I'm the only one biased here.
I think Andy gets a bounce back dub. Unfortunately for you, Quaz. I'm sorry, but I just think after last week, his team put up a really good performance. Just kind of got snubbed, and this week I think a little more of the same. Especially Herbert has a little bit better of a game, I think.
Yeah, I think if my surrounding cast around Najee could grub, then I can get the dub. But if they don't put up points, I won't. Because
Yeah, Judy.
Najee is gonna run all over the Chicago, but everybody else needs to show up.
Yeah, and I think Herbert's gonna play well too. Hurts. I just think Jerry Judy's got to prove something. Second game back. I know he's coming back from like a major injury. I'm just saying, like I got to see it before I believe it with Judy coming back from the
I
injury.
think his 2 running backs besides Gaskin get kind of shut down though. Hopefully at least.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Patterson against the Saints. But they do line him up in the slot and shit like that. So it's kind of like, I don't know. He's kind of like a hybrid wide receiver running back.
I think D-Hop probably eats, but AJ Brown against Jalen Ramsey.
I don't know. I think AJ Brown's getting back into top form.
That is true.
I think Derrick Henry hurts AJ Brown. I know everybody else is like, oh, AJ Brown's back, but the offense is going to be completely different. The offense was basically tailored around
every defensive scheme.
Derrick Henry.
I think they're gonna have to throw the ball more though, and that's good news for AJ Brown.
That's true.
They
won't have to stack the box when Derrick Henry's there. The play action scheme won't be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I just think like that whole just Derrick Henry himself attracted so many looks and different schemes on defense, and it took a lot of pressure off the rest of the team. So I don't know. I think it affects him a little bit. And like Quasi said, going against Jalen Ramsey, I probably will play a little bit of a part.
I really like Andy's team this week. Honestly, I think Zeke due for a bounce back week. I think the game script will be good for him. I like AJ Brown. I think Dallas Goedert's a really good tight end. He's got the best defense in the league by far.
Bills D against the Jags. I didn't even see that. That's
Yeah.
like the Bills defense has been
Might be a
nuts.
massacre. But even Ramsey against Tennessee with no Derrick Henry, they're gonna put up good points
you
too.
or something? Crooked Andy paying you or something? What's going on?
Hey, Quasi, trust me, I wanted to pick you, but
Yeah, I'm sorry, Quasma. I'm gonna have to go with Crooked Andy on this one. I think he's gonna bounce back.
It's a fair breakdown, Goose. But I was like, hey, fucking everybody else is gonna grab that.
I have no rooting interest in the game, but purely from a comedic standpoint, I think it would be hilarious if you beat him. But
the Ridley, missing Ridley, dude, is huge because you could have him a wide receiver 2 or 1, and then Jerry Judy at your flex, or it could
Yeah.
anybody else. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh man, it's just like a
It's though, Mata. Gonna help you.
Yeah.
what is it? Oh,
Pop-
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, the presence.
Yeah, and you don't have Hawk this week. I forgot that you Hawk on a bye too. So
I'm very happy to get Hawk. He's been averaging like 50. He put up 10, 12, and then 18 last week. So
yeah, he's coming back around. I think he was like, I think his injury actually played like a pretty big part into why he wasn't doing so well.
yeah.
Take
But
good care of him for me, Quas.
My other league, I'm 7-1 with him. Like I just traded for him. I traded Kelsey and Diggs for TJ Hawk, Henderson, and Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna bring TJ Hawk to the ship like you did last year.
That's what I like to hear.
I would love to see you guys, you and Chachi, play in the championship in that.
I know. We probably will if his team like holds together after losing Henry. He
Be a
has
great,
not Kamara, so he should
be a
able to-
great look for Linguica.
Yeah.
He's the top dog. So he's the top of his division. I'm the top of mine. You hit
Also-
when we played each other last week.
Also another dollar in the pot. Just throwing that out there.
That was a couple dollars.
Yeah, Quas, you've definitely
Quite-
added to your balance.
Yeah.
What happened in the league?
He beat me on Monday night with Jabu and Kamara. Like I was up by 48 going into the night, and he beat me by like 4 points. And then
How did he even win? If Winston was out in like the first quarter.
No,
we put up
last
like
week.
18. Oh, last week, not like the 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
They played Monday night against the Lions.
Oh yeah, I think he told us this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he told us this. Yeah.
He beat
He's
me
like,
by
I need
4.
Kamara to go off.
He beat me by 4, and then Friday morning, I'm checking my phone like to see who like I'm just checking the app, like I do every day. Fucking, and it says my record's fucking 6-1. I was like, what? And I check, and it said we tied, and I won off bench points because it's stat correction.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
So funny.
stat corrections they'll do you in. Fucking one with Bibby and Andy was like out of left field.
That's a 4-point sack correction too. That's crazy.
Yeah. His defense, the Niners defense lost 3, and then like Kamara lost 1 or some shit.
Wow.
Good shit.
Well, Quas, it was a pleasure for you to join us.
Oh yeah, it was a great pod.
It's nice to have you back on.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people been ducking the pod or just haven't been able to come on.
Yeah,
So I appreciate you coming on.
once I started doing good, the hate, there was nothing to say on it. All the crickets went quiet. The house was Lisa. All they can do is shit on Nunes. All they can do is shit on Nunes now that I'm doing good.
Yeah, Nunes has been your scapegoat,
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, it was a pleasure. Best of luck this week. I hopefully see both of you in the playoffs.
Best of luck to you too, Quas.
Same to you, Quas. Very awkward silence.
Have you stopped?
I thought you were ending it.
I'm still recording.
You're a fucking idiot.
Nah, usually Quasi leaves and then me and Goose bullshit for a minute or two, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Quasi, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You kind of ruining that,
I
Quasi.
was waiting for it has stopped recording. I'm
I
out.
mean, if you want to join us, if you want to stay
Yeah,
for
no.
it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll see it on the pod.
Good luck, Quas.
Peace out.
All right, Goose. Another good podcast in the books.
Interesting one.
Little hiatus. I feel like we should address it.
What hiatus?
Hiatus from making the
why
podcast.
why we weren't.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was a specific reason why. Obviously, we were fist bumping in Miami. That
Yeah.
plays a little role into it. We had a fellow GM who wanted to do an episode, but logistically just didn't make sense.
Nope.
And we didn't have the proper tools necessary to do it while we were in Miami. But prior to that, I think it was just a little bit of a schedule conflict, and the people that we haven't had on the podcast have kind of fell through, haven't really came through for us. So We got to get help on both ends. Obviously, like you and I have to like set it up and stuff, but the people also have to help us out a little bit.
I know it may be a little scary for some GMs, especially if you're not doing too great, but I feel like we're fair.
Yeah. I mean, they get a little pressure. They see the media. They like to call us out, say things about us. But hey, when you come on, wine and dine you, talk you nice. We talk about your team. We talk you up. It's not too
course.
bad. It's not too bad.
Of course.
Also had Quentin didn't got kicked out of the league. He was supposed to come on the podcast,
Yeah.
and Nunes took his spot, and he's been pretty adamant on coming on the podcast, but couldn't come on.
Today didn't work out. It was kind of an impromptu kind of thing with Quas, but it
Right.
was a good one.
Yeah. So
All right, Goose, 10 o'clock. I got to work tomorrow.
we gotta sign off. Yeah.
All right, boss. I'll see you later.
Take it easy.